Hi there. Today I'd like to invite you to imagine something with me. If, right at this moment, every single wish you've ever had suddenly came true, how would you feel? Would you be happy forever? Completely fulfilled? Never lacking anything again? Or, after just a few days, maybe months, would you start feeling empty once more, wishing for more, thinking, if only I had this one more thing, then I'd really be happy? Strange, isn't it? We humans often believe happiness lies in the next thing. A new gadget, a new romance, a new opportunity. Yet we rarely notice that the present we're living in is often the dream we once burned to have. To understand this better, let's step into the story of a girl who thought she had nothing, only to realize she had been living in her own dream all along. Back then, she was still a high school student in a small town. Her family wasn't well off. Her study desk was chipped and old. Her textbooks hand-me-downs from her sister. Every afternoon after class, she would sit by the window. Outside stretched green rice fields, the sky glowing gold at sunset, the cicadas buzzing, children playing in the neighborhood. In her hand was an old, cracked phone that could only make calls. She'd see her classmates snapping selfies with their smartphones, posting on Facebook and Instagram. She'd silently wish, if only I had a smartphone, then I could take pictures too, post them online, and be called modern, like everyone else. At night, under the dim yellow glow of her desk lamp, she'd open her worn-out diary and write with shaky handwriting. I wish I had a laptop, so I could study, write, and work. I wish I had new clothes to go out, not just the same old ones. I wish one day I could sit in a pretty cafe in the city, sip on bubble tea, and watch the busy streets. Those small wishes seemed like a faraway world. Time passed. She moved to the city for school, then for work. One morning, she sat in a fancy cafe. In front of her was a steaming latte. Beside her lay the latest smartphone, buzzing non-stop with notifications. On the chair rested a chic designer handbag. Outside, the city rushed by neon lights, streams of people, endless traffic. She looked around and smiled. I finally have what I once wished for. But the joy faded quickly. A few days later, she sighed again. I wish I had my own apartment, not just a rented room. I wish I could travel to Europe, not just stay here. I wish I had a perfect lover who always cared for me. Every time she achieved something, joy arrived fast, but left even faster. What remained was an even bigger emptiness and a longer list of wants. Her tiny rented room overflowed with clothes, some still unworn. Her desk piled with makeup and accessories. She kept buying more, yet the sense of lack never disappeared. One rainy evening after work, she stopped by a small bubble tea shop to wait out the rain. The place was full of high school students, laughter filling the air, K-pop music humming softly. She chose a quiet corner, scrolling her phone, until she overheard two girls whisper, I wish one day I could be like her, have a fancy phone, a pretty bag, and wear a dress like that. Her heart clenched. She looked at the girls and saw herself at 18. She remembered wishing for the exact same things. A fancy phone, a nice bag, pretty clothes, and now she had them all more than she ever dreamed. Yet instead of gratitude, all she felt was lack. In that moment, she realized she had become the very dream of her younger self. She had become someone else's wish. That day, she whispered a quiet, sorry, to herself. That's how people are. Always running on a hamster wheel thinking we'll reach the finish line, but really just going in circles. Happiness comes in a flash, then fades, leaving us thirsty for the next thing. When poor, we think money will make us happy. When rich, we want fame and power. When famous, we crave peace. When we have peace, we want something else again. If we never stop, we'll spend our whole lives chasing the next thing and forget that the present is the dream of our past. The room you live in today may have once been the dream when you lived in a cramped house. The job you complain about may have once been your desperate prayer when you were unemployed. The partner you think is not good enough may have once been the ideal you longed for when you were lonely. But we forget. The girl's story ends with a moment of reflection. She realized happiness isn't in chasing the next thing, but in pausing, looking at the present, and whispering, this is what I once dreamed of. and I'm living it now. You too. Try writing down 3 of your old wishes, then compare them to where you are today. You might be surprised at how far you've come. Don't be afraid to have new dreams. But remember to cherish the journey, because that's the real treasure. Thank you for listening to today's story. I hope when you close this video, you'll smile and quietly tell yourself, I am enough, and I am happy.